I like that. I think if Rolling Stone magazine did a review of the bass player, I think he'd go there.
Yeah.
But I think there's, with an ironic twinkle of the eye, they come at you with Peacemaker. Excellent name for a song with that kind of rock-driven. And I'll tell you what, no surprise, these guys are from outside of Philly, or the Philly area.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. These guys look like I bought Vicodin from them. not 20 feet from the Liberty Bell, more than several times.
Yeah, these guys have been in some bar fights.
City of Brotherly. Great job, guys.
Nice job.
Nice guys.
Really, what a great sound. You guys are great musicians, man. What's the biggest influence? Is it Southern rock? Is it country? Is it classic rock? What is it?
Cocaine.
Yes. It's kind of a little bit of everything. Southern rock, Springsteen type Jersey rock, riff rock from like the late '60s London, and there's like even like a little early '90s Seattle influence we like to bring into our music.
Some
it's
grunge.
just the stuff we grew up listening to.
Some great. How old are you guys?
I'm 28.
Yeah, so you guys are the generation. They say I'm 45, and John pointed this out too. And Craig's about my age as well. I just add 20 years, I think it is. But how many years do you take off your real age now, Craig?
I'm 43.
No, I know. We're all the same age, mid-40s. You guys are the first band, group of band, the first sort of generation that was really influenced by grunge rock the way we were by Bruce and the Stones and stuff. Because when Kurt Cobain died, you guys were young kids, 12, 11, right?
10, 11,
Yeah. So there's a lot of that in there. And the first song, Blue Sky, also happens to be the name of one of my favorite Allman Brothers tunes. But I noticed one of the lyrics was a soldier cries, fighting for a country, or dying for a country that he loves, or something like that. Is that some anti-war stuff going on in there? Is that a message you try to get through, or is it just whatever?
The song itself, I wrote the song driving out to Pennsylvania back in 2009. I was going to a buddy's wedding, actually, and it's just kind of a synopsis of small-town America, and just a story of small-town America. Guy meets girl, gets married. Next verse, guy has kid.
Could go to the war.
Then guitar solo, because it's not a Stolen Rhodes song without a guitar solo. And then the next verse, a soldier dying for the country he loves, and that's stuff that happens in a small town. We're from a small town. And it's just kind of, a little ode to small-town America, our roots,
That's heavy. That kind of writing is heavy Springsteen influence.
Yeah, definitely, absolutely.
But, I mean, you sound great. I mean, like, how long you guys been together?
We've been, pushing 5 years now.
That's good for a band. That's a long time. It's like a showbiz marriage, man.
Yeah. It's, it started out, it was just, Dan and I knew each other from high school. And Dan and Kevin knew each other from college.
Right.
And so we just started jamming back, I guess, in January, February of 2008.
Must be hard when you're putting a band together to find, not only a guy that can play the instrument you need. You might go, okay, we need a drummer. So the first thing is, I mean, I obsess about this because as a stand-up comic, me and Gas were just talking about this too. We just need a mic that works, We go out there and say our stupid crap. If you need a drummer, first you need a guy who knows how to play the drums, and then you need a guy who fits in with you guys, who can, not do too much, not do too much of his influence, know when to lay back, know when to come in if someone else is writing the music and stuff. I mean, Artie, very, very difficult.
I used to manage bands when I was a kid, and you cannot believe how much of a pain in the ass it is.
You were a kid at 8 years old? You were the 8-year-old?
I was 15.
8-year-old Alan Klein?
15 is when I started managing bands, when I was 15 years old, until I was 23. I used to book
You're kidding me.
No, I used to book and promote concerts all around the Southwest, in Arizona, New Mexico, and West Texas, and trying to get 4 guys on the same page
so difficult.
Is a real pain in the ass. You have no idea how good you got it when you're a comedian. And then as a comedian, you tend to get lazy because nobody's there pushing you.
Right.
But I have found that in every band, there are some stereotypes. There's one guy in the band, one guy who will do anything to make this band happen. We'll do flyers, whatever. We'll go to Kinko's and spend all night at Kinko's. Come on, guys, we got to do this. There's one guy who does that.
And then you tell that guy Kinko's is not a place to make music. What are you doing?
Right. Then there's the one guy who's got a girlfriend. Always has his girl with him.
That jerk off.
Right. And then there's the drug addict / alcoholic. Right? And
nobody's owning up to that.
But there's those stereotypes in every band.
The difference with a comedian is it's one guy with all those personalities in it. But it's one guy. Now that's a good point. I was talking to a record executive. I want to get you guys' thoughts on this. A guy who used to be a record executive for DreamWorks is now defunct, and they said, promoters now with these guys who just bring a laptop and do the electronic music, the DJs, they're like, look, from a promoter standpoint, it's one guy who's got a laptop. He's got to get on a plane and get to a gig. It's not 4 guys. You got to get their instruments, the equipment. One guy, is he strung out? Is he going to make it? Is he got the blues? Is he hung over somewhere? It's one guy. We don't want to deal with a band anymore. We could make just as much money with the guy with a laptop, like DJ Afrojack or something. Is that cutting into your work, and how infuriating is that?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially in the Northeast and up here, it's a lot more prevalent. When we go down south, every bar you go to, it seems to have a pretty kicking band.
A band, but not a laptop.
Yeah, but absolutely, yeah. DJs taking over clubs or you know.
It's got to be aggravating because you wasted your time learning how to play instruments.
Yeah, and all they do is press Control-Alt-Delete.
I know. We said this. We said this before. In the old days, people yell out to a guitar player to go, you know, play Freebird. Nowadays, it's like, Google something. Yeah. Hit the space bar.
It's so much harder to make money now as a band. The business model has changed because nobody pays for music anymore. So everybody just takes music. So now record deals, record labels, whatever ones are still around, do these things called 360 deals, where now they get their hands in your merchandise, which they didn't used to do. They want your T-shirt sales now. They want your ticket sales. They want.
Do you guys have a lot the merch thing? Do you have the merch thing going on, and is it hard to make money off that?
Yeah, I mean, just because unless you're buying in bulk, like bulk T-shirts, it's expensive. So it sucks selling a T-shirt for somebody like $15. I'd love to give it to you for $5, but considering I paid $10 for it.
Exactly, you're getting it from one end, and you got to look. I'm not operating a charity. I got to make some money.
Yeah.
But then at one point you go, why even do the T-shirts? Right? Is it worth it?
Yeah. And then you're dealing with the real drunks after the show. Who are like, oh, come on, man, just give me the shirt.
Exactly.
Come on, man.
My father's got pancreatitis. John, you have anything for this young band?
I love the fact that you guys are writing, you know, your own stuff, but it's so, I mean, it's right in my wheelhouse as far as, like you're talking about, grungy, classic rock sounding. Dan and Matt, are you guys the principal songwriters? You guys do the songwriting?
We're the principal lyric writers. Okay. I would say is a better description of what we do for in the band, because Kevin contributes a lot musically to the band too.
Yeah.
And Eric's just, you know, you were talking about drummers. Eric's actually our 4th drummer.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're like Spinal Tap.
And he's just starting now to contribute a little more in the writing musical sense also. But in the lyric sense, it's basically like a 50-50 split between myself and Matt.
You know what you get? It's unbelievable.
I love the fact that you guys, the songs that you're writing are longer. You know, that they're just like you've got the jam feel to them, but they're also tight at the same time. And is that a focus? I mean, making longer songs?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's necessarily a focus. We want the song to go someplace. And so
tell a story.
You know, exactly. And so have different parts. You know, like a good movie. You know, like it's got different stories going on within it.
Yeah.
And so that's the same thing with, I think, a good song. I mean, it's got different dynamics. It's got maybe, you know, a different feel for different parts of the song. It kind of is supposed to invoke a certain type of emotion. You know.
Yeah. The overdrawn jam thing get a little self-indulgent, like the 42-minute Mountain Jam by the Allman Brothers Live. But you know, guys, listen. You know, one documentary as a young band you should check out that's out right now is Showtime's documentary about the Eagles. I don't know if you saw it. You got to check it out. It's just called The Eagles, and it is unbelievable.
We were out at Sundance when they premiered that.
Oh, really?
We were showcasing out there.
Did you see it yet?
No.
Check it out, guys. So, it's going to be on demand. So did you see it?
No, there's an ad outside for it. We just
there is?
Yeah,
we got to put that ad on Bochetti's chin. We got to put that on your chin.
Yeah, we got something for his chin.
Yeah, we got some stickers.
You know, as a young band, check that out.
And also, I want to mention, because you mentioned you have a grunge influence, and this just happens to feed right into my plug, some of the members of Pearl Jam and some of the members in Alice in Chains actually make funny cameos in my comedy debut, The Worst Comedy Show Ever.
Nice. But we were going to mention that. You don't have to cut into their time, Craig. We're going to mention that.
Is it still easy to get laid when you're in a band? They got girlfriends. Did you see that?
X-Nay on the green room end.
I always thought the guitar player would get the most chicks, but usually you just end up with dudes who are like, whoa, nice strings. What kind of picks do you use? Oh, what kind of pedal is that? I'm like, yes.
Well, being on, Greg probably knows this too, from being on the Stern Show. I get a bunch of people yelling out like, we love you, but it's always guys.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, people say to me, you get laid a lot from being on the Stern Show. And I say, if I was willing to bang plumbers, I'd be like Warren Beatty. It's I was willing to have sex with guys who had their own bread route every morning in Jersey City, I'd be like Kanye West. All right, but guys, where are we going to see you next? And Twitter, give us the plugs. Give us everything we need to know about you guys.
You can see us next. We actually are becoming the house band, the Stone Pony, this summer down at Asbury Park.
Yeah, and you will see me. I will be there.
Absolutely. It's a gig that our buddy Nick Clemens got us, who's been on this show before.
Yes, Clarence's son.
Yeah. We jammed with him a couple times, become friendly with him over the years, and he gave us a call a couple days ago. He said, "Come on up and play on Artie Lange show." We're like, absolutely. But it's a great way to. A great kickoff to that house band show, the house band gig at the Pony.
And
it starts tomorrow night. We go on 11:15 for those in the Jersey Shore area.
That's great. I'm definitely going to check you out this summer. I love going to the Pony. And you got a Twitter thing or anything like that?
Yeah, at Stolen Rhodes.
Yeah.
At Stolen Rhodes.
Rhodes spelled like Rhode Island.
Okay. Well, guys, come back anytime and play some more for us. You really sound great.
We'd love to.
Anytime
you want us, we'll be here.
Okay. Again, the album is called Falling Off the Edge, and it's Stolen Rhodes. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll be back with the last half hour of the Artie Lange Show with the great Dave Juskow. More gas, more fun.